Hello everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play Blades of Avernum. Last episode, we finally finished the city of Manikos. Managed to get the 2 trees we needed to get from there, and now it's time to actually go back into the camp, report in, and turn them both in. Who do we turn them into? Cass. Alright, let's go. Gotta head up this way. You return to the temple with both trees that you need. Cass spots you and hurries down.
You've returned. Good. Talas!
Yes?
Put these trees in their places.
Talus comes down and takes the trees from you. He brings them inside the temple. Cass considers for a moment.
I have another mission for you. There is a cave to the north of here, in which there is a golden pole we may use to decorate this humble shrine for the goddess. Get it for us.
You notice that Silthok has taken an interest in these proceedings. At these instructions, he frowns.
Why are you delaying, Cass? We have a journey to make.
Cass looks uncomfortable. He notices that several others are watching as well from a greater distance.
Perhaps the merchant is right. We can return for the golden pole later. For now, you should continue onward.
Thank you! I don't want to know what kind of shit we'd have to deal with for a golden pole.
Scout south down the river. Find the next suitable stopping place. When you have done so, return here.
Cass adds, offhandedly,
Talus has built a boat for you along the riverbank due south of here. Use it for your scouting.
With that, he leaves abruptly, and Silthok, apparently satisfied, returns to the fields of mushrooms. Alright. I was told that different people do have different things to say, so let's find out. Alright, it's basically the same info there. Talus, he doesn't have anything to say. So where are the trees? Oh, they're back there. Just making the temple bigger and more impressive. Silthok doesn't really have anything to say. I have nothing to sell. And I don't really have enough coins to get anything new. Oh, we're already well rested. We don't need to rest again. I was told that Macron often changes everything. No, this is actually the same thing. Alright. Ithic. Nothing there. Alright, well, let's just... You know what, let's speak, with the other people in charge. Didn't mean to go that far off. Can't speak with Laguerre. Do you have anything to say, Pithos? What has Laguerre been doing?
He is still communing with the goddess, as far as I know. He may also be considering our next move. I am not sure. He has been particularly distant lately. He has spoken only with Kath, Ethas, and me. In fact, I'm not sure that he has spoken with anyone since you returned from the slime pit. It has been some time that he has been alone. I should go to him. I will do that soon.
Well, anyway, we've dealt with everything here. Let's move on and head down south along the river. Goody, what are we going to find? Along this riverbank, you can see the small dock that Talus has created. There's a boat with which you may continue down the river south. Huzzah! More river objectives. Oh, and we can take a look at the area over here. Just to uncover it, because it's what I do. Though there's not really anything new. It doesn't look like there's even anything back here. Just a complete waste of time. Didn't mean to do that. Alright. Here we've got the end of that river. Didn't mean to do that either. Huh. Looks like there's actually something over there. Oh, that's not pleasant. Let's take a look at what's over here. I'm curious. I don't know which route we're supposed to take. Spiritual herbs! Sure, we'll take them. Fort Alora, so that's the way we're supposed to go. Let's continue down the river then. That is bright and yellow. That must be the way we're supposed to go, actually. Alright, let's go investigate Fort Alora first. Anyway. Down this way. Let's save before we go in. Alright, in we go. Let's take a look at Fort Alora. Oh, goody, it has the sound of a lab to it. That doesn't sound ominous and horrible at all. Looks like the fort is completely shut. Guess there's no way in here. Alright, we're not taking Fort Alora. That's probably the way we're supposed to go to get out of here, because once we go down those, waterfalls, how are we supposed to get anywhere? This is kind of painful on the eyes. What have we got here? When you approach this small crack in the wall, you notice that it widens considerably just beyond. You notice that the signs say Sothana, the name of the ancient goddess Sothana, Slith goddess of wisdom. This place is set so far back from the river that it may still be intact, despite the attacks of barbarians on everything else nearby. Sure, let's investigate. This place is indeed still intact. You can see a number of sliths around, homeland sliths conducting their worship of their goddess as they must have done for ages, unaffected by the changing times. Well, that's not quite right. Everyone here seems a bit on edge, not just because you are strange outsiders. Something is wrong here, although it is not immediately evident what. Interesting. This slith stands at the entrance to the settlement, noting your entrance and smiling broadly to greet you.
Welcome to the Temple of Sothana. I am Thana. We have not had even one visitor for many years, but we welcome news of the outside.
Despite her cheerful greeting, she glances over her shoulder as she speaks. Something is clearly wrong. What is this place?
This is the Temple of Sothana. We are the followers of the goddess, living here away from the world in contemplation and meditation. We keep the ancient festivals and rites intact from the wear of time. We also preserve the ancient knowledge of Sothana with our bards. They recite the poems and histories of old at each festival and holiday, the greatest performance always being of the Southanad, of course.
Tell her your story. She listens intently to all of it.
You have come from the land of the exiles.
She repeats in surprise when you have finished.
How strange. But the gods work in mysterious ways. Perhaps this foreshadows a great change in the lives of all sliths. We here will continue to live as we always have, though, keeping the ancient ways. We will never change.
Why does everyone here look nervous about something? Thana frowns darkly and glances over her shoulder again. Quietly, she replies,
Speak with Sasha. She is in the temple. I can say nothing.
Okay, these sliths won't speak with us, I don't believe. Just regular sliths farming here. There's a small, simple altar to the goddess Sothana here. What do? Let's pray. You offer up a simple prayer to the slith goddess Sothana. Nothing happens as far as you can tell, but you do feel good about yourself. Whoa. Oh, that's interesting. This Slith, who is slightly built with deep-set reptilian eyes, stands beside the flames in the ground and whispers chants to himself. He silences as you approach, noting that you wish to speak with him. I'm going to guess right here this is basically a walk across hot coals challenge. Who are you?
I am Zasven, a humble priest of Sothana.
What are you doing?
I am preparing myself for an act of devotion. I will walk across this hot ground, bringing myself through pain for the sake of this goddess.
As he is speaking, he has an idea.
Have you the faith? I invite you, stranger, to do this as well. Will you show your devotion to the goddess as well, walking across this ground in the name of the Great Wise One?
Yes, I shall.
Good. First, you wash your hands in the water on this side. Then walk directly across the fire, and when you have crossed, wash your hands there. Once you are done, pray at the altar, and surely the goddess shall show you her blessing.
Okay. Alright, let's try this. Wash yourself. The water is cold and soothing. You can't tell if anything happens, though. Zasven nods approvingly.
Now cross the fire.
Can do, will do. Possible to navigate a safe path through this. Interesting. I just realized I could have just cast safe travel.
Good. Now wash yourself in the water over there.
Alright, wash yourself. The water is cold and soothing. Can't tell if anything happens, though. Zasven nods approvingly.
Now kneel at the mat before the altar to the south and worship.
Pray. You offer up a simple prayer to the Slith goddess, Sothana. Nothing happens as far as you can tell, but you do feel good about yourself. Zasven applauds when you are finished.
Sothana smiles upon you, and I have a reward for you. Return and speak with me.
You said you had a reward for me.
Yes, I will teach you a spell to keep you safe from enemies.
He begins explaining how to cast protection more efficiently. You listen carefully. Alright then, protection spell. Level 2. I have no idea how well that's going to work, but I will take it. Alright. Get everyone healed up. Alright. We used up a lot of spell energy, but we can get it back. That must be the temple itself. Strange. One of the houses here looks different from the others. It looks much, much older with a strange architecture. Perhaps someone around here knows something about it. Interesting. One of the houses on the west part of town looks funny.
It is very old, and none of us have ever been able to get the door open. We think that it is best for us simply to leave it alone. I would be interested to know what is in it. Were someone to find out, though.
Which we can. Let me just regain spell energy here for Bonnie. Since we can. There we go. Alright, let's investigate these other huts. Nothing in there. You know, Calandon, one thing that I suggest you and anyone else who makes these scenarios do is make it so there is actually stuff in these dressers. It doesn't... Even putting mild stuff... Ooh, look at that. Even putting mild stuff that doesn't really matter... Wait, the lock had a difficulty of 1. Even putting mild stuff that nobody would really want to take, it would be worth it for an ambience kind of thing. On the pedestal in front of you is a mind crystal. Mind crystals are Venati inventions. They instantly train their user in a skill, which skill varies from crystal to crystal. Staring into strange mind crystals can be dangerous. They can carry curses or other terrible effects. However, they can also have great spells recorded within. Attempt to use it. As you stare deep into the mind crystal, you start to hear strange, whispering voices in your mind. The words are barely audible, but they seem to be trying to teach you something. The voices speak in a strange ancient tongue, but fortunately, due to your knowledge of arcane lore, you can understand it. You concentrate, and you start to get an impression of what ability the item is trying to teach you. They are describing how to cast Bind Foe in the most efficient fashion possible. You listen to their instructions carefully. So that's Bind Foe level 3. Oh, that's something. Now what about this book? On this pedestal, there is a faded and rotten book. A very small bit of the writing is still legible and you read it. The language is unfathomably ancient, older than the Calthanad. It picks up in the middle of a paragraph. But we must go into resting soon, and we are not sure that the temple will be done before we sleep. We have told the slaves how to maintain the temple, but I am not sure that they understand. They are such foolish creatures, fit for servile tasks only. Nevertheless, we have little choice. We can only hope that the thing is still intact when we wake. Sothana willing, it may be. I have overheard a thing that troubles me. There is a cult among the workers here, of a goddess of whom I have never heard. They called her Hath-Nazariak. I asked one of them about it, and he refused to answer, even after he was whipped. Very strange. Someone here might be interested to know about this. Alright. Nothing said there. I guess we need to go into the temple. You enter this large building, and the first room that you find is a feast hall. This is where everyone eats and drinks every day. You notice that these slits only eat only vegetables as far as you can tell. There is hushed chatter among the people at the tables. You make out very little of it, but one phrase, "he's crazy," comes out a little louder than the others. Everyone shifts uncomfortably, and the speaker becomes instantly silent. It isn't immediately obvious what, but something is making these people very uncomfortable. Okay, that bright green one does have a name. So the Slith walks around the feast room cheerfully, greeting each Slith, carrying a bread knife in one hand and a salt shaker in the other, asking how the food is. Did you cook the food?
Yes, I cook often for everyone. People seem to like it. I prepare greens as well as anyone here.
Seeing your surprised look, he adds,
You are not accustomed to seeing Sliths eat vegetables, are you? We do eat meat, but we have so few animals that we cannot eat it much. We sacrifice on holidays, and we eat only the holy meat produced in sacrifice.
Question. Probably overlooked in this particular case, but how would Sliths know what greens are? These Sliths have lived down in the caves all their life, and you really can't grow vegetables down here, or any plants. The only things that really do are trees, which aren't really green, except for those two, which I don't get how got there, and mushrooms. And their only contacts have been with Venatai, who have been long slumbering. So, probably just an overlook. Are you a priest of Sothana?
I am a humble believer. I have not gone through the rites to be a true initiate, but I worship the goddess, as does everyone else here. We don't have much choice anymore. We could not stop worshipping her, or else we would have to leave, and the river is too dangerous to travel now. But I do believe, and most of the rest of us do too.
What's making everyone so nervous? He hushes you sharply.
Shh! Not so loud. If you want to know about that, speak to Sasha.
Okay. There's the kitchen. Vaynor. This Slith, head bowed, prays softly at a gravestone. He hears you approach and turns his head to see you. He carries a large sword in his hand, one with intricate designs along the pommel. His muscular arm bears the weight freely. Who are you?
My name is Vaynor, and I am a warrior. From time to time, this temple faces enemies, barbarians who have journeyed far from the river to find prey, and I lead the defense against them. We have not, Sothana be praised, faced an invasion in years, but we must always be ready.
Whose grave is that?
It is the grave of my mentor, the great warrior Canthalos. He died 7 years ago today, and I commend his spirit to the great goddess of battle, Sothana. She must have received him with honors into the afterlife.
His voice quivers slightly and he falls silent. You tell that he misses his fallen friend. Alright, let's move on. Let's start here. Shethos. This Swift stands with his arms crossed before 3 colored pools of water. He seems to be contemplating something, or at least he was before you approached. Now he greets you. Who are you?
My name is Shethos, and I am a priest of Sothana. I maintain this room, the room of cleansing.
What are you doing?
I am readying a simple purification ritual. A festival day is coming soon, and we all must perform simple ablutions before we engage in festivities.
What sort of festival is it?
It is a small one. We will celebrate the building of the first temple of Sothana in Kitalas province. It happened just before the death of Kalthas, and the temple is reputed to be one of the most beautiful in the Empire. I have never seen it, though. The journey is too dangerous these days. No one has been to Kitalas in many years.
What were you thinking about before we started talking?
Nothing. Just speak to Sasha, that is all.
Well, looks like we can't actually perform the ritual here. Dark into light. Is that Sasha? There's Sasha. I'm gonna look in the third room first. Fiddle with the lock on this door, but you quickly realize that you are having no effect whatsoever. The door's lock cannot be picked. Okay. This Slith is washing her hands in the basin in front of her. She wears an expression of placid calm, and she watches you approach. She wears a small ankh on a chain around her neck. Who are you?
My name is Sasha. I am the assistant chief priestess of this temple, guardian of the mysteries and preserver of the traditions.
What is this room?
This is the largest room of worship in the temple. Here we gather on some feast days for guided prayer and discussion of community matters. All issues are discussed here with the blessing of the goddess of wisdom.
I've been wondering why everyone was so uncomfortable, and I was told to talk to you. She frowns.
Yes, you have come to the right person. Our leader, Zektoth, the chief priest of this temple, has vanished. Rumors have been going around that he has been seduced by a dark god, perhaps Vorthak the Devourer or Hathnazriak the Temptress. In any case, no one has been sure what to say or do. Please help us. If he truly has been lost to evil, slay him. Discover also how it happened. We must know. If he has not been lost, at least tell us where he is and why he has gone.
She reaches into her pocket.
His room is the one to the northwest, and I think that it is the best place to start looking. Here is the key to it.
She hands you a small bronze key.
I would seek him myself, but I am not a fighter. If he is evil, I have not the strength to defeat him.
We'll do just that. You enter Zektoth's room, and you can see nothing obviously amiss. There is a trapdoor in the corner, though. Well, let's save before we go down there. Alright, down we go. Ooh. Oh. Wait. When you step on these runes, you feel a magical scan rapidly passing over you. Before you can react, it is gone. You have only experienced such things elsewhere to make sure that only authorized persons could enter a location. You are definitely not authorized. That presumably means that some nastiness awaits you. Ah, jeez! You have triggered a trap. The ground beneath your feet explodes violently. Holy crap, there's a lot down here. So that's a monk demon. We've got monk demons, creatures causing a bit of mild damage, and traps, all in darkness that we can't see through. Oh boy. Hopefully this is more possible. Reloading. Alright, let's see what we can do down here. what? Let's get the haste spell out. Enter combat. Well, there's one of the monk demons. Alright. I wonder. Well, we got some bears, so that's something. Crap. I bet those bears can probably go past the traps. Maybe. Maybe they can't go past. No, it looks like they can't even see. There are a lot of monk demons down here. A lot of hostile things. Alright, reloading again. Alright, before we try going down there again, we did find something, so let's try speaking with other people to see if we can get any more information. Nothing from Vaynor. We've already spoken with Sasha, so nothing there. You tell her what you found in there, in that little house. She frowns.
That makes no sense to me. I don't know anything about the Sliths being servants to anyone in ancient times. The Venati lived in small city-states before the coming of Kalthus. The cult of Hath-Nazriak here? That is abhorrent!
She cuts off abruptly.
It is not unthinkable, though.
Before you can ask her what she means, she says menacingly,
Speak with Sasha.
Alright. See if maybe Sasha has anything to say about this. Okay. So, nothing there. So, it looks like the only option we have is this very, very difficult situation here. And the fact we can't see is even more irritating. Yeah, your light is instantly snuffed out. I doubt it, but is there anywhere we can walk through here? Doesn't look like it. Okay then. So, now we have to deal with Mung demons and these other creatures. There were at least 3 Mung demons. Protection should help out a lot if we cast it. Get it on Fox and Sheik. The haste and everything else on Bonnie and Draco. I think we can do this. But I'm going to try and do this in the next episode. So until then, I'm Chester44. That is Fox, Sheik, Bonnie, and Draco. This has been a Blades of Avernum Let's Play, and I shall see you all next time.